Geonosis, where we talk about Star Wars from a certain point of view. I'm Angie, and Emma is back today.
Hello.
And tonight we're going to be talking about General Grievous. But before we get to that, we're going to do some hot happenings for this week. So tomorrow I will be at the Kessel Toy Run with the Saber Guild, and that's in Long Beach, California. And that is, we're going to visit kids in the hospital that can't be home with their parents, so that's really cool. It'll be my first time doing that. And then at 5 o'clock tomorrow, I will be at the Ronald McDonald House doing a holiday party, and that's going to be with the Saber Guild, and then that's a wrap for the year until about 3 weeks, and then we're going to be doing an anime show, I believe it is, some sort of show in Pasadena. And then I'm going to be doing the King's Game. So I'm excited about that. Woo!
That sounds fun.
Yes. And so tonight we're gonna check and look in our phones and see if it's come up. But there was rumors that episode 9 was supposed to be released. A little bit of a trailer, some sort of thing is released tonight.
Probably a teaser.
Yeah, something from episode 9, but not sure. And then I also saw that Nick Nolte is gonna be in the Mandalorian show.
Wow, really?
Yes.
I did not know that. Where did you see that at?
I saw it on, it was I think StarWarsNews.net posted that.
Ooh, that should be interesting. So they're actually doing the Mandalorian thing?
Yeah, they're going to be doing the Mandalorian. Yes, it is. It's happening.
That's going to be so cool.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of heavy hitters on that show. But Nick Nolte, I'm not sure, but I think he was in Blade, wasn't he?
I think he was. I think so. Oh, too bad we don't have Alexa in here. You can ask her real quick.
I thought, you know what? I think he's in that, but I'm not sure. So that's some of the hot happenings this week. Wasn't too much. I was trying to dig around, but there's, it's almost Christmas, so they've got other stuff going on. Like Santa Claus and Krampus.
Oh, Krampus. I like it. Do you see the cat one that they have? There's an old history version of Krampus, but as a cat instead of like a little demon. I shared it on Facebook.
I have the movie Krampus. Is that how you say Krampus?
I thought it was Krampus, but
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I think it's Krampus, but I was just like, I'm not watching this alone. It's too scary.
I never saw it actually. I should. I think that'd be a good one to watch. Is it on Netflix?
You may be able to find it on Netflix, but I bought the DVD, but I'm not gonna watch it by myself. I'm too afraid. I'm afraid of cat.
Anything scary at nighttime, especially by myself, nope.
Yeah, you're like, forget about it.
Nope.
All right, so this week we're going to be talking about General Grievous, because last week we kind of went on about, how cool this guy is, that, the type of dude that he is. So I thought, okay, let's do a little bit of history on General Grievous.
Mm-hmm.
So General Grievous' home world is?
Kali.
Right, and that's located in Wild Space. I always like to try and find the locations of these things.
Is it Wild Space? I thought it was just Outer Rim almost.
Yeah, no, it's in Wild Space, so it's outside the Outer Rim.
Ooh. I didn't get to read up on that, but...
So maybe that's why maybe that's why their planet was kind of like almost primitive.
Yeah, very primitive, and that's why they're using arrows and swords still, when they didn't want to use anything else.
Yeah, sticks kind of thing.
With their bat ears.
Sticks and rocks. Okay, they have gold colored eyes. They have red skin. So I thought that was really wild. I saw a picture of him, and it was almost like Tusken Raiders. They almost had kind of clothes like that.
Kind of like, not like, almost like Middle Eastern-ish clothes, but like definitely for heat, it seems like, and just dust and wind constantly on a harsh planet.
Yeah.
That's what their species looks like. That's what they're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
That harsh climate.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. He was Kalish, male. He was a male warlord, a native to the planet of Kali. I think it's Kali or Kalish.
Kali, and then they're Kalish.
Okay. He sustained several injuries that required extensive repair, and by the time of the Clone Wars, he was willing to submit himself to procedures to render him more mechanical than normal, than a normal.
To be more superior.
Yeah. He became a living weapon, granting him lightning quick. I'm trying to read my own writing here. reflexes and devastating strength. So he did that almost so that he could become like a superhuman. Whereas with
super warrior, basically.
Right. But with Darth Vader, he was almost hindered by his suit.
True. But I think his suit was more humanoid, and Grievous was very just basic, looked like just bone structure, and that's it, with some organs intact in the in the middle. That's it. But I feel like Vader, they try to keep him as human as possible, where Grievous wanted to be just quick and fast,
cyborgish. Yeah, he was actually a cyborg. And so, but he's kind of I look at General Grievous and I think he's kind of a step before Darth Vader, because they could see that they could do that. This happened to Anakin. Let's make him more machine than man. To save him.
Yes. And his people too, the Kaleesh, they're very, very primitive, it seems like. And so much war, like they thrived on war, like it was sacred to them. So for Grievous, it makes sense for him just to be the ultimate warrior as possible. Yeah, and he would get very angry too if you called him a droid. Though, if you called him a droid, he would get angry and just rage.
He in the Clone Wars, it was kind of funny that he tried to plan all these different things, and he always got foiled by that.
He did. I remember seeing that all the time.
Yeah, he always got foiled by the Jedi, and I mean, I imagine that would make him really angry. And Obi-Wan Kenobi was almost like his nemesis.
Definitely.
They didn't. They were constantly at war with each other, but it seemed like everything he did, it constantly went wrong.
Yeah, poor Grievous. Nothing went right.
No, it says although he was neither Jedi or Sith, nor even sensitive, he didn't even have any force sensitivity. Grievous was skilled with lightsaber. He was skilled with lightsaber duelist, having trained in the arts of the lightsaber under the fallen Jedi Master turned Sith Lord Count Dooku. True. So, but Count Dooku was more of he did more like of a gentleman kind of fighting. It was he was fighting with a foil rather than a
for battle and life or death scenarios.
Right,
he was more fancy about it. It seems like
less. His lightsaber was a whole lot different than everybody else's, because his was more at an angle, more like a sword.
Yeah, his was curved, right, on the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, so he was not. I don't think he was a very strong fighter, but I don't think he really fought as well as some of the Jedi.
Oh yes, agreed. Definitely.
But he was powerful. He was able to do lightning, a lot of things, and trained under Yoda, so he did have good fighting style. But I think for General Grievous, I don't really think that he had a lot of it, because when you see him fighting, he's just spinning.
Yeah.
He's not really moving around.
Yeah, I think it was just more of intimidation. He's like, look, I got 4 arms. You got one lightsaber, I got 4.
Yeah, and he carried around. We talked about how he carried around those sabers as trophies.
Yeah, to his collection.
Yes.
Fine addition to my collection.
Yes. And so that was kind of, that was his trophies, and that's how he was able to get the Jedi. I don't know exactly who he took down, though.
I don't know either. I looked it up, but I couldn't find anything like all day. That's what I was trying to find.
Yeah, and he in all this time, he's constantly getting foiled. Sidious is a very smart man, was a very smart emperor, and how he handled things, because he was working against both the Jedi and the clones and bad people. He was he had everybody pitted against each other.
His patience was outstanding, definitely. Like, his patience was amazing.
He waited a long time. For this kind of thing. Him and Plagueis, and I think Palpatine, Sidious, was probably about 150, because he was trying to learn how he was older.
I mean,
he could have been older. I'm guessing. I know that Plagueis was older.
Yes, Plagueis was.
Yeah, he was a lot older, and maybe teaching him how to do that. I don't really know. I mean, I'm just guessing, like I said, but I know that he was able to outsmart everybody.
Yes, and he grew up on, what planet did he grow up on?
Naboo.
Naboo, right? And didn't he grow up very, very rich? And his father was very, like, was he in the council? Was he the emperor? His
dad was just someone of immense power.
Yes.
On Naboo.
Yes.
But I don't think that the family had like a governmental tie, and maybe they did have something on Naboo, but not as far as the
Senate or
the Senate. Yeah, I don't think he really had a lot of pull there.
Yes, but he definitely grew up though in the very upper class, golden spoon, if anything, on Naboo, which is the best planet.
I know that Palpatine at one point, when he was a senator, but he pushed for Padme to become queen.
Yes.
Her family, what they were just community workers, and he figured she would be someone he could manipulate.
That's true.
And so he motioned for her and pushed for her to become queen. And so that's how she becomes queen. But I think she was like maybe 13 at the time.
I know she was very, very young.
Yeah, 12, 13 years old, because they do have young queens, which is really bizarre if you stop and think about it.
That is pretty weird.
Because I think the oldest that they could be, that they end up being, is maybe 16.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
That should be like the bare minimum.
But that's how they do it. I think you go from 12 to 16 and then you're out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because she said she was one of the youngest to become queen. But at 13 years old, do you really know?
I would. Nope. Me at 13, could not do it.
Okay, so Sidious betrays the general. He betrays him by telling the Jedi the location. He allows them to find out the location of the planet that he's on, and it's or that he's hiding on.
Yes.
And it's Utapau. Utapi. God, some of these planets I cannot pronounce them. I'm really
I don't even
bad
try
with
to.
that.
When I read it online, sometimes I'm like, all right, not saying that though.
Yeah, you sometimes have to Google it, but I mean, it's really, some of the words that they use is really out there. In an effort to bring a swift and decisive conclusion to the war, as a result, Grievous was ultimately slain by his nemesis, Jedi General Obi-Wan Kenobi. I like saying that.
He's too cool.
But he, like I said, he fouled a bunch of stuff, messed up a bunch of stuff in the Clone Wars, and this was Sidious's way of in Revenge of the Sith, he ends up having Anakin kill
Dooku?
Yes, I'm like seeing if you're paying attention.
I was like, oh, what's his name?
Yeah, he ends up having him kill Dooku, but also he wipes out General Grievous. So now there's nobody left. Yeah. And it leaves room for Anakin.
It does.
Because Anakin goes to Mustafar and kills everybody else too.
He does. Anakin's crazy.
He killed the kids and everything.
He really went through it.
Yes. So this is how, and after this, Order 66 goes through. So he gets rid of Count Dooku. So now he's got his finances and he's got the clones because they were financed by Dooku. So now he can take those clones and he can implement the Order 66. And then that'll wipe out the Jedi. So getting everybody out of the way. But he doesn't, I don't think that he takes into account, Palpatine doesn't take into account, or call him the Palpy, doesn't take into account that some of these Jedi outsmart him.
Yes. I think that's what angered him too when they were fighting and he was mad that they couldn't find Yoda because he realized that, well, he got away.
Yeah.
And that he does not want any Jedi to go away because that's room for error in the long run.
Yes.
And see what happened.
Yeah. And during the time of the Rebels, the cartoon, the Rebels, the Inquisitor is out searching for Jedi too because he wants to wipe them out. But you can't because, once kids are born with Force sensitivity, you can't stop that from happening. It's going to keep happening.
Yeah, it's always going to find a way.
Yes, as long as there's hope. That's how Aaron lost the debate that one time. At some point in his life, now I rewrote this, at some point of his life, he becomes a cyborg. We're talking about General Grievous again, through the serious accident, but it doesn't tell you what happened, but it almost killed him. So he made that decision to become a cyborg. It says that his skin was like red prior to that. He walked on his toes rather than his feet, and then they had almost like a bat kind of face, and they wore masks over it. Mm-hmm. So they were not. They were humanoids. They were not any kind of human at any way, shape, or form. All that was left of him was brain, lungs, heart, eyes, and I thought this one was kind of interesting, spinal cord.
Oh, the spinal cord too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
I just heard some of the major organs, like the heart, lungs, and brain.
Maybe in order for him to survive, he had to have his spinal cord.
Or maybe the nerves connected to it, maybe, from his brain down.
Yes, because for us it is. So maybe in that aspect, it's the same thing.
Yeah. The
crazy story about him was the guy who did the drawing for him.
Ooh.
And that what happened was what George wanted in his head was he wanted a humanoid, some sort of strange humanoid. And they had shown him all these drawings and he didn't like any of them. Mm-hmm. So one of the guys was looking at a spray bottle. And he came up with the idea for General Grievous.
I remember hearing that my brother told me that story, like when I was little, when that first came out. Oh wow, these memories just went through my head.
Yeah, so he actually was made from a spray bottle. His idea of how General Grievous was from a spray bottle. So I brought my book today. So what does it say? Anything interesting about Grievous that stands out to you?
Let's see.
And then it says, although all of the facial features were reminiscent to a bat, such as their elongated ears and flat noses, Kalish usually wore masks. They were like digitigrated, walking on their toes rather than their entire feet, and they were known for their lack of mercy. So he fit perfect.
Yeah, their culture was they didn't speak unless they had to say what they wanted to say or what needed to be said. And they were very, like, standoffish. Like, people were very intimidated by them, too, it seemed like. And it was very rare to ever see one ever off the planet, I heard. Like, I think only two. One became a Jedi. He became a master. I can't remember his name right now.
That'd be cool to look into.
General Grievous are the only two that really went successful. Other than that, they were sold by the Sith as slaves to other planets for mining or for anything like that.
But at this point with General Grievous, there's no more other Sith. There's just two. At that point, with General Grievous, I think it's already where Darth Maul's already dead or cut in half. He's not dead.
Oh yeah, he's cut in half.
But at this point, when General Grievous comes into play, there's no more Darth Maul.
Oh no, that we know of.
But
Darth Maul was in agony in a cave somewhere,
right?
Going crazy.
But he wasn't the apprentice anymore.
Oh no, he was long forgotten. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor Darth Maul. I love him.
I think. Well, he ends up finding his brother, which is cool. He finds out. He goes back to Dathomir because he doesn't. I don't think he knew at first where he was from.
Yeah, I think he lost his memory too when he fell. Like, I remember reading that when he fell, he hit his head really bad. It was a lot of trauma. It took him, I think, 10 years to regain most of it back.
But he was how he went from how he falls down that
shaft.
Yeah, how he falls down there, and how he ends up in the cave is it's like, okay, where did this happen? I'm gonna have to definitely look into that and see.
Unless they were connected, maybe. The shaft, like through a cave at some point. Who knows where that thing went? It went on forever.
Yeah, he did not have a good day that day.
Yeah, he almost had it.
But General Grievous, like I said, he got taken out. Palpatine used him for whatever he needed to use him for, and then when he was done, threw him away, like he does to everybody.
Just another piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, just another piece. And I think if Luke had fallen, if Luke had gone to the dark side, I think he would have killed his dad, because he was no longer. Now you have somebody that doesn't have any mechanical issues, but does have force sensitivity. It can be trained to the dark side, and yet he still had two because you can't have two. He probably would have told him, kill your father.
Yeah.
And I think he does. I think he does in Return of the Jedi.
I think he tried to.
Yeah, he tells him, you'll kill my kid, kill your father and come with me, on my side.
I vaguely remember that. I haven't seen those movies in a couple of years, but I remember that part.
In a hot minute.
It's been a while, actually, for me. The only one I've seen again recently was Revenge of the Sith, because it was on rerun all last month.
Yeah.
So I watched it 8 times.
That's okay, because I like the movies. I like 1 through 7. I like them.
I like them all.
I'm not a big fan of 8. I really am not.
I'm not really digging what Disney's doing, but I appreciate it that they're continuing it, but at the same time, there's too much they're doing. But I respect they're doing it.
Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big fan of 8. I just feel that, I don't know, the story just went everywhere.
I think it's too much character development, too many people, and a lot of it didn't even go anywhere.
Yeah, I agree, because Rey, there's this big build-up, and then all your parents were nobodies.
Yeah. Oh, that was years and years of build-up, too.
Yeah, and so that was kind of disappointing. Kylo Ren, he's here, he's there, he's here, he's there. And then Snoke, and Aaron and I have both gone over this. Snoke, he has this big, he's this, and then all of a sudden he gets killed in one swoop.
Yeah, that too, that bugged me a lot, and the whole thing with Rey's parents. I don't know if he's messing with her, though, just telling her a lie to get her over her past trauma. To get, to have her stop thinking about her past and move towards the future, how he said. I think he just said that just to kind of, make her mad and be like, oh, okay, you're right. And just let her go on in the future and join him.
I don't know, if that was it or if they didn't want to have, they didn't want to let out about her parents, if her parents were, if they were somebody, he may not even know.
Yeah.
He's not all knowledgeable, so he may not even know.
I think he just probably said it. I would. If I was him, I'd probably just tell him, your parents were nobodies. If anything, that's what I would tell her.
Yeah, they were junk collectors, but I don't believe that. Yeah. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either.
She has some sort of strange connection with Han Solo. She had some. They were, I noticed that in the ship because I was watching The Force Awakens again and how they say things at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
creepy.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy how they do that, and how she has that kind of, they're thinking along the same lines. But like I said, I really can't foresee him being her dad. But then someone has suggested that it was Kira and his daughter.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, but that would mean that they would have had to, during the Solo movie, after the Solo movie, that would have to have met up again and hooked up at that time.
Yes, again, and then who knows what happened to her? What happened to her?
I don't know. We don't know. I mean, I imagine if you read the comic books, you probably would get some sort of meat and potatoes on Kira, but I don't know. I know she goes to meet Darth Maul, because at that time they're going to be working with the Black Sun.
That's true. Some loose ends right there we could tie in. I wish there was more information about that.
Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to look and see if they've had any movie clips, any kind of teasers, trailers, anything on YouTube. Nobody posted anything today.
I want to see that teaser trailer. I'm just kind of curious now. When does it come out? Next Christmas, probably.
It was supposed to be out next Christmas, but it was supposed to be released today.
I need to go home and watch that right now.
But I don't think so, because I didn't see anything. Nobody posted anything, and usually the internet would be
on TV. Is there a football game?
I have no idea. I have no idea. It didn't say anything. I was listening to Pandora, and it's got Raiders of the Lost Ark rather than Star Wars. I'm gonna look.
Yeah, because I read it on Facebook a couple of days ago, and I was like, ooh, I'm excited. But they didn't say it was going to be on a football commercial teaser trailer or...
No, nothing.
Nothing still?
I'll look on Star Wars News and see if we see anything. If you see nothing, then... See, there's Nick Nolte, who's going to be on The Mandalorian.
That makes me so happy they're doing that.
Yeah, and then they have a really cool... I don't know if I can... pronounce his name, Ludwig Göransson. He's going to be doing the music for Ludwig. Anybody named Ludwig, you know the music's going to be off the chain.
That's true.
Yeah, nothing.
Wow.
Nothing.
A teaser on a teaser.
The latest on rumors that footage may arrive this month. That's it. But nothing. It was supposed to be tonight.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
Wow.
Dang.
Disappointment once again.
Yes.
I hope that wasn't like a fan that just made a fake post. And they made fake news.
I don't know. That's cruel. That's just really cruel if somebody did that. But I imagine that happens all the time. Yeah, I'm looking on there. Nothing.
What time is it? I don't think it'll come out too late.
If
it's already 7. Yeah.
If we haven't seen it now, we're not going to see it.
Yeah,
I don't think we're going to see it.
Oh, I'm sad.
So I won't be back. Oh, I may be back because the 26th is the day after Christmas, so I might be back to do the show again. Emma, you want to come back again?
On Christmas?
The day after Christmas.
Oh, yes, I'll be here. I'll be here.
Yeah?
I might bring my man since he's back from being deployed for 2 weeks.
When's he come back?
He comes back Saturday night. I have to pick him up at LAX. It's going to be fun. And then on New Year's night, I have to take him back to LAX.
So you can't even go to anything?
I might go to my friend's house in LA. Because I'm already in LA.
Yeah.
So I might as well just go spend a night at my friend's house down there and figure something out to do.
I'm getting tangled up here. I am going to we do our traditional, go to 2E's and then cruise the parade route. But as far as that's about it. I'm not going to do anything.
I got.
Yeah, we don't do too much, and like I said, after that, I've got to go to practice in Pasadena because I'm going to be doing a little bit of a show. Hopefully, I'll get a fight partner at that point.
So, do you guys perform for people? Or?
Yes.
That's so neat.
Yes, so I've done that many times. The very first time, and Aaron and I talked about it. The very first time that I did a performance, I went to practice that night. I went to practice on Tuesday. We performed to one music. And then I got there on Saturday, and they said, oh, the music has been changed because there's something wrong, and now you've got a speaking part. And I've never done anything like that.
Oh, no.
I thought, oh, my gosh, I'm getting, my heart is just pounding, and I'm so nervous anyways. So then, we practiced and got it all done, and then right before we went on, they changed the music again because they were having trouble with the audio.
Oh no!
And so then I thought, oh my gosh, so
anxiety attack.
Oh my, yeah, something like that. So I ended up, I started to fight. It was my friend Ron, and I messed the whole thing up. I was so nervous. I got tangled up in his cape because he was actually Count Dooku. And I got tangled up in his cape with my lightsaber, and it was just really funny. My palms were sweating so bad, but I had a blast. And I said from that point on, I'm just not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. So
that's so cool. I didn't know you guys do performances. I thought you just do parades or you wave
we
at
actually
people.
perform. Yeah, no,
that's
I actually
so
perform.
Cool.
Yeah, I do. I've done quite a few fights now. I've been involved since 2015. And it was just a wonderful day. December 23rd, I became a Saber Guild member 218.
That's so cool.
I was really, really excited about that. I'm almost on my 4-year anniversary here. Mm-hmm. And so I really was excited when that happened. And, 3-year. It would be 3-year, yeah. 2019 will be 4.
That would be so cool. Because I've been practicing fire spinning, actual fire. So, a staff. I think I would be really good at doing dual blade at some point. Because if I could mess around with fire all day, I could probably just, spin around some plastic.
Yeah.
And that'd be good.
Yeah, because you can get it from Ultra Saber, and I think KRs have them too, where they have a thing that goes in the middle, or like a clicker.
Oh, okay.
And you can separate them or put them together, and then that way you can fight. Because I have 3 friends that have that.
Oh, okay. I have a couple of friends that have ones like that, but I don't think they break apart like that.
Yeah, you can do it. It's almost like Darth Maul's, because Darth Maul's could come apart.
Yeah.
So, but his dual saber could click and come apart, and he could fight with both of them. He had that talent. He did not. Now, Grievous was able to spin them, but really not do anything.
Yeah.
And where you had Darth Maul had a lot of talent and could do a lot.
He was good. He was very, very good. That's why he's my favorite. he was just so intimidating growing up. I was like, how would we not be scared of that guy?
Yeah, but in Clone Wars, the planet that they're from, because they're Dathomir I don't know if you call them warlocks, but they're Dathomir witches. Mm-hmm. So they're the male version of a witch.
Yes.
So I believe they're warlocks. I want to say warlocks. But their thing is they have to fight and battle. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if Mother Talzin mates with all of them in order to get the Night Sisters, or do some of the Night Sisters mate with the warlocks?
Certain ones.
I'm not sure about that. But I do know that Plagueis, when Plagueis and Palpatine were on a planet, and that's in the book, Plagueis runs into the witch. And she says, "Can you take my son?"
Yes,
because she had twins, right? And you're not allowed to have two boys; you can only have one at a time. So she had to give up. She had to give up her son. That's how he ends up with Palpatine.
Oh, okay. I vaguely remember that. Next week we should talk about Darth Maul and his species.
Yeah.
Are they Zabraks? Is that what they're called?
Yes.
I like them a lot. They're really neat.
But the women are Dathomir witches. Mm-hmm. So they're not called Zabraks. So even though they should be, because they're the female version of it, but they're not. They're Night Sisters.
That's weird.
But that always interests me. I love when I did the Night Sister costume. I mean, I really do like the way that looks. I love the mysterious way the girls look. So that's why I decided to do a costume like that.
Is that the one with mostly red and white that you were wearing?
It's all red, and then I have white eyes, and my face is white.
Okay, yeah, that's why I remember it was white in there, but a lot of red. Isn't it pointy too on top?
Yeah, the hats, the caps have to be pointy. I need to redo that so that I think I can get that into 501st, but I have to
501st?
Try. Yeah, because next year that is my goal, to get into 501st.
That's definitely a goal of mine.
With a costume.
I want to do a sand trooper one. Are girls allowed to do that? The sand trooper? Okay. I was like, I know there's a lot of rules, but
no, the only rules that they have is you have to be face character, and they have to be, the costumes have to be made of specific material.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I want to be a sand trooper for sure, because I love that one. I want to make it all dirty looking too. Like, he went through a lot of sandstorms on Tatooine.
Yeah, I think that's the only place that they actually get dirty. Mm-hmm. I don't think they get dirty anywhere else, unless you're one of the janitor guys. Oh. But I can't imagine you wear your bucket when you do that.
That'd be so funny, actually, to cosplay the janitor. That would be pretty funny. I might do that too.
But if you stop and think about, they're on the Death Star. It's kind of dark in there, but they still have the buckets on, and they have, like, it's all blacked out. Mm-hmm. So how do they see?
That's true. Maybe got night vision in there? Probably not.
I don't know. That's kind of interesting. We'll have to kind of do a little bit of a show on that one too. All right, so that's going to do it for us tonight. Please follow us on Facebook with Radio Geonosis 2.0. We're also on YouTube, Radio Geonosis. Please like and subscribe. We're looking for more subscribers so we can change our URL. You can follow us on Instagram. I have some of the shows on YouTube. I'm trying to get more. I'm sorry, on iTunes. I'm trying to get more loaded on there. I haven't figured out how to do that. Bill was kind of helping me. Mm-hmm. And then I don't have my Twitter anymore, so sorry about that, guys. No more Twitter. But you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Please like and subscribe. And so from us here at Radio Geonosis, Emma,
thank you for your time.
And we'll see you next time.